A very good morning to one and all gathered here. It was a great privilege for me to welcome the participants from various institutions and industries to the webinar on enterprise applications and cloud platforms, organized by the Research and Development Cell of St. Anne's College of Engineering and Technology. It gives me immense pleasure in welcoming our speaker, Mr. Suresh Sundaram, Project Manager, Delivery Lead at SAP, Atlanta from USA for this webinar. Welcome you, sir. I was very much honored to welcome our Honorable Secretary, Dr. Sister Y. Yesutangam, and our respected Principal, Dr. R. Arokyadas, who have constantly motivated and supported us for organizing this webinar. Welcome you, Mother. Welcome you, sir. Next, I would like to welcome our Research and Development Cell Convener, Reverend Sister Dr. A. Anita, who constantly motivated us for arranging this kind of webinar series. Welcome you, sister. I wholeheartedly welcome all the registered participants from various education institutions and industries, heads of various departments, faculty members of our college, and members of Research and Development Cell for this webinar. Now is the time to introduce our resource person. We are very fortunate to having our chief guest, Mr. Suresh Sundaram, Project Manager delivered at SAP in Atlanta, USA, with us for this webinar. He graduated his bachelor degree in the Department of Information Technology from University of Madras in the year 2003. He launched his successful career as a programmer analyst at Cobian System in the year 2003. He then worked in SmartSoft International as SAP SRM solution consultant for nearly 7 years. He then worked as a delivery manager from the year 2011 to 2014 and in senior delivery manager from September 2014 to December 2017 in source to pay organization. During his period, his organization has achieved 5% improved productivity year over 400% global shared services team by partnering with the global business services for peer-to-peer whose programs supported optimizations. He also increased the productivity by 12% through automation of global accounts payable system. He also worked as project manager in the Coca-Cola company from February 2018 to December 2018. He also worked as project manager and delivery lead for Colgate Palmolive, as well as project manager and solution architect for Baker Hughes. Currently, he is working as a project manager and delivery lead at SMP Atlanta, USA. I was very much honored to introduce a person of such standard to the audience for this webinar. On behalf of our institution and participant, I extend my warm welcome you, sir. Once again, I welcome you all. சார் கொஞ்சம் உங்களுக்கு அன்மியூட் பண்ணிங்க சார்.
Oops, sorry.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for your welcome, sir. I'm very honored to take this session on enterprise applications and cloud. Is it audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Audible, sir. Audible.
Okay, thank you. Before getting into enterprise applications, I want to brief what is enterprise. So the word enterprise is defined as a unit of economic organizations or activity especially a business venture. When we hear the word enterprise, we always think it's a big organization. It doesn't need to be a big organization. It can be a self-employed entrepreneur, or it could be a small business. Let me give some examples of enterprise. The enterprise could be like a state government or a national government, like government of India also could be an enterprise, or a small organizations that you go to, the shops that you go and buy day-to-day things, that also can be an enterprise. Or a school system or a college system like yours could be an enterprise, or a non-profit organizations who have volunteers work all the time, but they may not be get paid, but still it's an organization. So they all can come under enterprise. So I just want to give an introduction what is enterprise, and then get into what is enterprise applications. Enterprise applications or enterprise systems is also called as enterprise resource planning. What it is. So what is the difference between enterprise applications and a typical software? Here we are talking about a software, right? What is so special about enterprise applications? Enterprise applications are different from a regular software because it's a suite of integrated software modules. So it is not one software. It is a collection of softwares that one big organization or any enterprise can use, so that information collected in one organization or one department can be fed into or can be used in another organization. So there can be information that can be processed immediately across the organizations. That is enterprise application. Let me give you some explain that with example. When we talk about enterprise applications, let's assume and let's see an enterprise or a company. A typical big company or a company of any large size will typically have these departments like finance and accounting, human resources, manufacturing, production, sales and marketing. So in this case, we can take an example like a car manufacturer. So a car manufacturer company, obviously any enterprise runs for money, right? So finance and accounting is a very important aspect of any enterprise. Apart from finance and accounting, there is going to be other departments like human resource. Again, going back to my car manufacturing company, you need people. You need people to manufacture cars. That's why you need the human resource department. So what you will do in human resource department, you need to track the hours worked, how much it costs for per employee, things like that. Similarly, again, if you are a car manufacturing company, then you need to manufacture the car. You need to buy the materials, you need to produce the cars, you need to ship them. So this is all taken care by the manufacturing and production department. Sales and marketing. Obviously, when you make cars and you are making the cars to sell, so you need to make the cars, you need to sell it to your customers. Obviously, in order for it to sell, there has to be a sales and marketing team. So these are like few departments, and there could be a lot more departments in an organization, but these are just few to name. So when you, in this example, you can always have like different softwares running these departments. Like you can have your own software running finance and accounting, you can run your own software running human resources, like that. But what you are losing in that is you will not have a centralized database. The information that collected in one department can never go to another department. Human resource department may need a financial data, or finance department may need a human resource department data. In that case, if you are not having an enterprise application or system, the data cannot be transferred between these organizations. So that is where enterprise application systems coming into picture, where all the information from various departments are stored centralized in one database. So this is just to give an example how enterprise application works. How enterprise systems are developed. So these are pre-packaged software, right? So these are not that you develop from the scratch. Normally softwares you can also develop from the scratch, like you go to a customer, the customer will say like, I want a software that should do all these 10 things. You can develop a software like that. But these enterprise systems are not like that. They are already pre-developed. How they developed? Based on thousands of best practices. Like for example, they know in a finance and accounting what are the things typically an organization will do, like general ledger, accounts payable. So and again, when you go to human resource, how to do the administration of people, how to pay the people. In the manufacturing, again, how to buy stuff, how to ship. So these are the various basic things the software developer would have already uh, developed for your company. So what the company will do when they want to use this enterprise software, they will say, okay, I have these three departments that I want to use this solution. So I'm going to use it here. And also I can choose within that department what are all the modules I want to use. And also I can customize it. What is customization? So enterprise software, like for example, SAP, what I work in, SAP is an enterprise software. What people do is when they buy the SAP software, they modify to their needs. For example, they will put their logo. You don't want to put SAP logo or any other logo in the software. You need to have your company name. When somebody logs into your software, it should show your name. So that is one type of customization. Like that, the software is already ready for your business. You just need to make some little modification and start using it. And what is the value of enterprise applications? Why enterprise application is needed? It increases the operational efficiency. Since you have a software or a system that is interconnected across all your departments, the operational efficiency is increasing. Your data is available readily for people to make decisions. Think about a company CEO. The CEO can see all the sales or all the financial data that happened in the entire month in his screen using this software. So he can make decisions. Okay, which of our business is doing good, which of our business is not doing good, what we need to do. So in order for a CEO or a company head to make a decision, this software helps them. So that's just one example. Like that, there are a number of advantages of having these enterprise applications for big companies. When it comes to software, enterprise software, as I said, there are like various departments or various modules within software. I'm going to touch on two popular topics. One is supply chain management system, another is customer relationship management. Both are very important. Let me talk about supply chain management system. What is supply chain? Again, I'm going back to my car manufacturing example. My supply chain is my goal is to manufacture a car and sell it to customer. In order for me to manufacture a car, first thing I have to do is I need to buy the raw materials. I need to buy the engines, or if I'm making the engines, I need to buy the nuts and bolts and other components of the engine from various suppliers. And then after buying all the raw materials, I need to make the car. I need to make the product. Once the product is there, then I have to distribute it. I cannot, if I make the car in Chennai, I cannot keep just in Chennai. I have to get to the customer. I have to sell it in different places. So that is supply chain. How you are getting your raw materials, how are you transferring that into your end product, and how you are distributing it to the customer. So this entire cycle is called supply chain or supply chain management system. Within supply chain, we can broadly categorize this into upstream supply chain and downstream supply chain. What is upstream supply chain? Upstream supply chain is like before you buying the raw materials, you can identify suppliers. Like you don't want to buy the raw materials every time with a new supplier. You can always find a one good supplier who can provide you the raw materials for 1 year or number of years. So you can define your suppliers, you can identify your suppliers. That is part of upstream supply chain. What is downstream supply chain? That is organization and process responsible for delivering the products to the customers. So the downstream is once you manufacture the car need to go to the customers. How you are manufacturing it, how you are delivering the car to the customer is a downstream supply chain. In the supply chain management system, the upstream and downstream are very important. The upstream supply chain is even more important. The reason is, if you make a small mistake or any miscalculation while you're identifying the correct supplier or identifying, forecasting how many cars I need to make, we need to be very careful in forecasting what we need to make. Once you know your market, then you manufacture the right amount of product, then you sell it. If you overproduce it, again you are going to be in a loss, and if you underproduce also, again you will be in a loss. So when you have a supply chain management system, then you will know exactly how much to produce and how much to sell. In the supply chain management system, like I said, there are still a lot of people involved within the company to make your product. For example, customer is the one who places the order. Once the customer places the order, then you process the order within the company. So this is all done intranet. So the difference between intranet and extranet is, intranet is the communication that happens within your company. So once the customer places the order, customer come to your place, he places the order. Once the customer places the order, we are doing order processing. We need to plan, we need to schedule, and then we need to talk to the supplier. If there is any item that we need to procure, we get we get it from the supplier. Then we talk to our logistics services, like to make sure that how to deliver the product. Then we produce the product, then we distribute, and then we also maintain our inventory. Inventory is nothing but having a count of how many finished products we have, how many raw materials we have. So there are various entities that is related to your organization that need to transfer information among us. That's where the supply chain management system is used to pass information across these various departments. So where is the supply chain management is going in the future? In the previous screen, I was talking about how the communication is happening through the network within the organization. But if you see in this picture, we are talking about lot of parties. We are talking about suppliers, manufacturers, distributors, retailers, logistic providers. So everybody is talking to each other through this external communications. So we are going to have a network of people that are constantly communicating, that is making your supply chain more efficient. So this is what right now the big organizations are doing. They are multi-directional communication. It's no longer unidirectional. It is multi-directional. Everybody can have a connection with each other party, and they communicate among them through these supply chain systems. So the enterprise softwares that is available today, they are capable of to make this communication all happen within one system. Now getting into customer relationship management. Now this is getting into the second department of a company. So we manufacture the car now. Now why we need customer relationship management? In a large business, let's assume again as the car manufacturer, you are going to have a lot of customers. If you are selling cars across India, you are going to have lakhs and lakhs of people and crores of customers. So it is very tough to manage all those customers if you don't have a good software or good enterprise applications. So what is the CRM does? This CRM system captures and integrates customer data from all over the organizations. So you can have various type of customers from various departments. So it collects all the data from all these customers into one place, and it is helpful for analyzing the customer data. It consolidates all the data. It is readily available for your organization to analyze the data. Also, you can distribute the customer information to various systems. So you can collect the customer data in one department, and it can be used in the other departments. So this gives one single view of your entire customer base in single system. You can get all their details in the system, and you can do wonders with their data in your system. Normally, customer relationship management can be categorized into three departments within the CRM module. So what are the three major things that happens on the customer world? Is marketing, sales, and services. So marketing is very big. Even though whatever you manufacture, if you don't market, you cannot sell the product. So marketing is very, very key when it comes to CRM or any organization. What are all the avenues of marketing? As a company, you need to identify what are all the avenues you have for marketing. These days, you have digital marketing, you have print marketing, you have media marketing, you have TV ads. So there are a lot of avenues for marketing. So you need to manage those marketing portfolios. Similarly, sales, you need to track what are ways of sales we are doing, how much we are doing in telephone sales, how much we are doing through internet or web sales, how much of the sale is happening through your retail stores if you have your own retail stores, or how much of the sales is happening in the field, like point of sale things. So the system can collect all those information from sales perspective. And if you are a service oriented company, or even for a manufacturing company, there will be always services, like there will be a help desk, there will be call center data, there could be services that provided online and wireless data. So all these informations are captured and processed within this customer relationship management software. Again, customer relationship management software is also could be part of your enterprise applications. So supply chain management system is like one enterprise application. This customer relationship management is like another application that all come under the same umbrella. So what are all the CRM software can do from sales perspective? So again, the CRM data, the software work can be broadly classified into three areas: sales, marketing, and services. So in the sales area, the CRM software will collect the account management, lead management, order management, like how are you taking orders, how are you planning the sales, how are you analyzing the sales. Similarly, on marketing, you say the campaign management. What is campaign? Campaign is like, for example, any advertisement event can be called as a campaign. For example, if there is a local sports event that happens, and if you decide your company need to market in that sports event, then that's a campaign. So what you will do, you will have information about your company in that event, so that people come to know about your company. So that is example of campaign. So how do you do that? Who do you contact? All those informations can be captured. And then various events, as I said, like this is like one event I mentioned. So like that, you can manage or you can conduct many events to market your products. And how do you plan? You plan your marketing events, and then how do the actual marketing happens? Marketing, as I said, it can happen through various medias, but that all can be captured in the software. Same goes for service. So how you are doing your services can again be measured. Like for example, how much how what is your customers are saying about your service, or what is your customers are saying about your product. So all those things can be captured, and those also can be used for information. So all these are information, right? So everything is information. So the main advantage of having these big systems are like to collect all this information. When you have the right information at the right time, you can make the right decisions, you can come up with new products, or you can improve your product quality, or you can improve your service quality. So based on all these informations, you can do a lot of improvements within your organization. That's why a lot of major organizations, they will definitely have a CRM product or customer relationship management product. What are some of the benefits of having a customer relationship management product? Increased customer satisfaction, because your goal is to satisfy your end customers, and you are collecting the correct data, and then you are fixing the mistakes you are making, or you're improving your service. So obviously your customers are going to be more satisfied. when you satisfy your customers, when you get good name from your customer, obviously you don't have to spend more money on market. There is a word of mouth. Your customer is going to tell somebody else that, I have used the product from this company and they are doing excellent service and their product is very good. Obviously that's going to reduce your marketing cost. You don't have to spend money on marketing. Your customers will be your marketing for you. So that's where your motto should be to always to satisfy your customer as an organization. Again, you don't have to spend money on getting your customers. If you do your job right, if you do your collect your information correctly through the systems, and if you satisfy your customers, then obviously you are going to have more customers. And when you have more customers, obviously you are going to have more sales. So you are going to sell more cars in a car example, then obviously your company is going to be profitable. Like this, just having a system, managing this data, managing your processes, and improving your processes based on the data from this system is going to help you in multiple ways. Now, going back to the enterprise application challenges, I talked about what is enterprise applications, and then gave some examples on supply chain management and customer relationship management. So, what are the challenges? So, we are talking about large systems. We are talking about a system that is going to cost about $12 million plus. Any big organizations, if they have to implement enterprise system like this, they have to spend so much money in implementing it and maintaining it. If they are like a small or mid-sized system, we are still talking about $3.5 million. So these are all crores and crores of money. And after spending all this crores and crores of money, and being living in this current technical world, everything is changing very rapidly. Technology changes so fast. These systems, it may take some 6 months to 1 year to implement, and then like several years to maintain the systems. But the technology is changing rapidly. So these are some of the challenges when it comes to implementing these bigger softwares. Obviously, they are expensive and the technology changes frequently. And also, as an organization, when you have such a big volume of people running your business, it is not easy for you to say that, okay, I'm going to use this software from tomorrow. Everybody has to use this software. It is not that simple. You have to change your business processes. You need to have the organizational learnings and changes. Like the softwares needs training. If you have like let's say like 10,000 people working in this organization, the 10,000 people were in various departments, they all have to be trained in how to use these softwares. People does it right. Even though there are challenges, people buy this software with so much paying so much money, and they spend money on training people, and then they use the software. So these are the challenges. And also data standardization. Even though we say that there are different departments can use the same application, but different departments can use different set of data. So having a same set of data across the organization and managing the data, keeping them clean is also a huge task. So these are some of the challenges that you see in an enterprise applications. So what is coming next? So these are the enterprise applications. We talked about some challenges. So what is where the future is going is these enterprise solutions, they are coming in modules now. So that's where I'm going to talk about in a moment about cloud. So and I also briefly touch say what is open source applications. So open source applications is nothing but there are like lot of now you have IT has developed a lot. Now people come up with their own ideas, and there are a lot of platforms that is available as open source. Like if you have an idea, you can go and develop your own software or an application in that open source for free. You don't have to pay money to anybody. It's not proprietary. You can anybody can create a software, and that's where you see a lot of startups coming up now. You can create your own softwares, and you can sell the softwares to these enterprises. So you don't have to be like a big giant like a SAP or Oracle to come up with the enterprise solutions. So in the future, you are going to see lot of independent people going to create open source applications, and also cloud-based versions. So what is cloud? I'll touch upon briefly in the upcoming slides. And then mobile platforms. Now I talked about these enterprise applications. Everything is based on a computer, right? Everything is like assumed that you will have a computer, you will have a workstations in all your departments. That's where people come in and enter the data. But now world is again changing. Everybody is having a mobile phone, and all these mobile phones are smartphones, and it does what a computer used to do like 5-10 years back. You don't need an actual computer now. You just a mobile is fine. So now the what the big companies are asking for is like, can everything that can be done in the mobile? So that's where the future is going. In the future, everybody wants to run all their company operations just in a mobile platform or in a mobile. Okay, what is cloud? So I briefly touched about cloud-based versions and everything. So I want to explain what is cloud. So back in the days, when we talk about software, the first thing you have to see is you have to buy this infrastructure. Like for example, you need to have your server in I'm going to take your college example. For your college, for your entire college information system to run, first your college will do is they will buy the softwares, they will buy the servers, they will buy these big Windows machines or whatever the systems. They will buy the system, and then they will buy software, somebody from some providers. They will install the software, and then they'll use through machines. So you will have a central server room. In the server room, you will have the main software installed, and you will have computers in your computer labs, or in your office rooms or various. All those computers will be accessing the central server. So that is a typical software. That's what. So now there is something called as SaaS is software as service. What is that means is, you don't have to buy this server and all those things anymore. So the cloud refers to a remote web service in various data centers that host the database. If you see the right hand side, there is a cloud picture. In the cloud picture, there is a database. So that means it is far away from your place. It is somewhere in some data center. It could be in United States of America, or it could be in India, or it could be in China, it could be anywhere. It is accessed to through internet. All you need is a mobile phone or a computer to access the information in the cloud. So where the enterprises are going now is, instead of, as I said, like this multi-million-dollar softwares, to install them, you again need to spend multi-million-dollar money to have the servers installed in your premise, and then only you can use it. In order to avoid that, with the advancement in internet and cloud, now what we are saying is, what the companies are doing is, big companies, they are saying that you don't have to worry about the buying servers or having people to maintain it. We will have the server in the cloud. We will just give you access. So you don't have to worry about infrastructure. You just pay a fees to us, and then you use it. You don't have to worry about infrastructure, you don't have to worry about people. You just give us a monthly fees, and then you can use our software, and then we will provide you the services. So to put in a layman's term, I will give you with a simple example. So parking. So when you go to a mall or somewhere, there are parking lots, or if you go to airport, or if you go to any events, there are parking lots. And when you park your car, you have to pay a fees to park the car. So that is like having your own software in your company. And there is something called valet parking. What is valet parking is, you don't have to worry about where the car is parked. You go to the place where you want to go, you get down of the car, and you give the key to somebody. Somebody will come and take your car. They will park it in wherever there is a spot. And when you are ready to go home, when you go and say them that I want the car back, they will bring you the car. So you can take that is a service. So that's the example between the cloud and the non-cloud. So the when you have everything in your company, that is not cloud, that is on premises. It is not, we are just giving you the product. You asked for a software, I sold you the software. You give me like $5 million. Here is the software. You can go and use it. That is like you are going and you're parking in a parking space, and you pay like a 10 rupees or 20 rupees for that parking. That is model number one. Where the new model is valet parking. You don't know where you parked your car. You just gave the key to somebody. They took it and they parked it in a space where it is available. And when you needed, they brought the car back to you. So that is like software as a service. Here, they are not only selling the product, they are selling along with the service. So they are selling you the space for the car. They are selling you the service of taking the car and bringing it back. So that is software as a service or cloud. Again, in the cloud, there are three types of services being provided. One is called IaaS, another is called PaaS, the last one is SaaS. The first one is infrastructure as a service. So let me give you an example. What is the difference between these three? Infrastructure as a service is, they will give you a space. It's like you renting a home. So you go, you ask for a space. The house owner will give you a empty space. You have to maintain that entire room. Like you have to buy furniture, you have to keep it clean, and you have to regularly maintenance and everything. They're just giving you that a single room or a single flat in a building. That is called IaaS. They're just providing the infrastructure. They will not give you any services. What is PaaS? That is one level up. So they will give you the home, and they will also furnish it to a level. For example, they will give you some applications. They will support you some applications. That is platform. Assuming that they are giving you a home it's a furnished home. You can change things inside the home. They might maintain it for you, but it's still you are the owner of the space, and you have the full ability to make arrangements within that home. The final is the software as a service. It is a fully built cloud applications. This is like you can example is like a typical example is the hotel. You would have to do anything worry about the hotel. All you have to do is you have to pay for the stay. If you pay like 10,000 rupees per night, then everything is taken care by the hotel. You don't have to worry about the maintenance of the room. You don't have to worry about the furniture of the room. If there is anything goes wrong, you're just going to call somebody, they will fix it. So imagine like that. So you pay for a software, all the service and everything will be done by the software company. All you say is, if something goes wrong, you call them, you say that, hey, I'm using this software, there is some problem, can you fix it? They immediately fix it for you. Or if you say that I want to change something in the software, then they will change it for you. So the advantage of the SaaS model is they do everything for you. You don't have to worry about upgrading your software. For example, back in the days, when you have a Windows system, you have an application that is running in Windows, and then Microsoft will come up with a Windows platform. Like every 2 years, they change the operating system. There was Windows 95, there is Windows 2000, and then Windows XP, and then now we are in like Windows 8 and now Windows 10. So like that, the software keeps upgrading. But as if you are an on-prem or before in the old days, you have to upgrade your software. Nobody else will upgrade for you, right? You have to get somebody to upgrade your Windows software or any software you use. They will come and they will upgrade for you. Whereas in SaaS model, It will be automatically upgraded. You don't have to worry about everything. Whenever there is a new technology comes, it will be automatically upgraded. That's the advantage. That's a big thing about cloud. And what are some of the benefits of cloud computing? So now we talked about cloud and we talked about ERP. Let's combine them together. So the cloud applications, there are a lot of benefits with cloud, and then there are a lot of benefits about this enterprise systems. So why don't we run the enterprise systems in the cloud? So when you run that big enterprise systems in the cloud, there is going to be a number of advantages for you. Some of them is like it's going to be reduced cost. You don't have to buy software. I mean, you don't have to buy the hardware for the software. All you are buying is just a service. So you are not spending multi-million dollars upfront before you start. You can just say like, okay, from this month I will pay you $1,000 per month. I can use your software. So you can start anytime you want. You don't have to worry about building that big infrastructure and everything. And you don't have to your own IT service people, because the company is doing all the service for you. You don't have to have a IT team to support your process. So this reduces a lot of maintenance and support. And not only cost, there are like a lot of other advantages also there with cloud. Like for example, if you are going beyond, if you are growing, like you started with 10 people and all of a sudden you want this facility to be given to 100 people. If you are not in the cloud world, it is a huge task for you to go from 10 people to 100 people. But if you are in the cloud, you just say them like, I have like 100 more people, can you give access to 100 more people? Then they will immediately give you. So it's like scaling it or adding resources is very easy. And then based on usage, you are going to pay monthly. The rates can reduce. If you have more usage, then they will reduce the rate. So there are advantages like that. And one big thing advantage of this cloud computing is like accessing it from anywhere. As I said, since the data is available in the cloud and all you need is a computer or a phone to access, it can be accessed from anywhere. So some of the pros and cons of cloud systems. So it can be accessed from anywhere. You don't have to worry about, it can be accessed only while you are home, or while you have to go to your office, then only you can access your applications. So those things are not needed. Since it's in the cloud, anybody can access any from anywhere. And there is no need for any update or installation. The cloud company is going to take care of installing and everything. You don't have to worry about. Again, scalability. The scalability is like, as I said, if you want to use it for 10 people, and if you want to use it for 1,000 people, then the cloud team will take care of it. You just need to pay for the 1,000 people. You can use it immediately. And then cost savings. Obviously, you are not spending money on building this infrastructure. You are not buying servers. You are not hiring people to maintain your servers. All you're saying is like a monthly fee. Somebody else is buying a server and they are maintaining everything for you. You're just paying a fee. So which is definitely cost saving. Even though there are like a lot of pros or advantages, there are some disadvantages to this cloud computing. So I want to address that as well. Access control. As I said, all this information, all your data is not within your home or within your location. It is somewhere in some cloud. So there is always a access control problem will be there. So you need to make sure your company data is not accessed by anybody else outside of your company, because you don't want your data to be leaked to anybody. So that's why you need to make sure that you have a proper access control. And then you're logged in with a provider. Like, even though I said it's easy, it's you they can scale it up, they can give you um, whatever you need they can give, but you're locked with a provider. So for example, you start paying one company, you cannot switch to another company easily. So you have to stick to the company, because switching from one company to another company is going to be expensive for you. So you're locked with a provider. And second is the security and compliance. So there are countries like even in India or in many other countries, the country government has a lot of rules when it comes to maintaining the data. So that rules all should be followed by this cloud company. So you need to make sure the cloud company is following all these rules. Then only you can put your information in the cloud. So those are some of the disadvantages when it comes to cloud computing. And I want to briefly touch upon some examples. So I was saying what is software as a service, what is cloud, and what is ERP. So some of the well-known examples is email providers. We all use email. We use Gmail today. We used to use Yahoo, Hotmail. There are like number of email companies, Google, and everybody is using email servers. Those are all SaaS because you are not maintaining, you are not storing your emails in your computer. You are not storing the data. The database is not sitting in your company premises. So Google or Yahoo or whatever the company is, they have a big server sitting somewhere else, but you are able to access your emails. So that is one example of software as a service. And if you go beyond email, there are, I talked about CRM, customer relationship management. Salesforce is a best example when it comes to customer relationship management software in the cloud. So a lot of big companies use Salesforce. So Salesforce again is a cloud company who provides the CRM solutions. So a lot of company run their sales and everything in this tool called Salesforce. Like the Dropbox. Dropbox is another cloud sharing platform where you can share your files. For example, if you want to, in emails, there is always a limitation, right? That you can send emails only with 10 MB attachment and all those things. You cannot send a 1 GB file in an email. So those things where Dropbox come into picture, where you can drop your big files in the Dropbox location and you can share that location to your friend or to anybody else in the organization. So like person A shares the file, the person B could be sitting in United States of America, or he could be sitting in Delhi, or he could be sitting in Bombay. He or she can get the same information that you loaded using this cloud because it is in the cloud. Anybody can access from anywhere. So I just want to give some of these examples. Who are all this SaaS or cloud providers? And I want to thank everyone. I want to thank the Secretary, Dr. Sri Yesutangam, Principal Arokya Das, and R&D Coordinator, Dr. Anita, and the R&D cell members, all participants, and special thanks to my friend, is your professor, Mr. Associate Professor K. Saravanan, and because of him, I could be able to give this presentation.
Thank you, sir. That was an enthralling presentation. Uh, Dear participants, this is the time for queries. You can raise your queries by typing in the chat box. Hello, participants. You are requested to raise your queries in this webinar by typing your questions in the chat box. Your questions will be displayed and will be answered by our resource person. Is there any queries? Hello, sir. One question. What are the job opportunities in SAP?
Yes, so SAP is one of these enterprise applications, right? That's the biggest applications that's been used by all these major companies. Like if you mentioned about my profile, I worked in Coca-Cola, I worked in Colgate Palmolive. So all these big companies, any big companies you name, they all use SAP. So SAP as a huge is a big opportunity, and even SAP is on the cloud now, so it is going to only grow bigger. So there is going to be a lot of opportunity in SAP.
Okay, thank you, sir. Is there any queries from audience? Hello, participants. You can raise your questions by typing in the comment box. Just type your questions in the comment box. We will forward to your resource person and he will answer your questions.
So no questions means I won't understand. Is it not clear or is everything is very clear? It has to be one or the other.
Participants, please respond. So they all understand by your enlightening presentation, sir. Uh, Hello, participants. We will provide a feedback link and e-certificate link in the chat box. Uh, you can verify your certificate details by clicking in the e-certificate link. You can furnish your personal details and check your details, which will be forward to your certificate. And also, you are requested to post your feedback in the feedback link posted in the chat box within few minutes. After the submission of the feedback and e-certificate detail submission only, you will get your certificate in your registered Gmail. So now it's a time for vote of thanks. Uh, on behalf of our management, I take this opportunity to propose a vote of thanks to those who directly and indirectly contributed to this webinar on enterprise applications and cloud platforms organized by the Research and Development Cell of our institute. At the outset, I thank our chief guest and resource person, Mr. Suresh Sundaram. We are really enlightened with your knowledge. Thank you, sir.
Thank
We
you.
are thankful to our Honorable Secretary, Dr. Sister Y. Yesutangam, and our Principal, Dr. R. Arikidas, for their kind motivation. I would like to thank our convener, Reverend Sister Dr. Anita, for an enthusiastic support. Thank you, Sister. A special thanks to the R&D members, teaching and non-teaching staff for their unflinching support and coordination. Our heartfelt thanks to all the registered participants for their active participation. With these warm words and a kind message, we move to the end of this webinar. Once again, I thank you all. Dear participants, the feedback link will be posted in the comment box. You can submit your feedback by clicking this link, and also you are requested to verify your certificate details in the link provided. After following procedure only, you will receive your certificate in your registered email. So thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hello, participants. If you have any queries in e-certificate details verification and feedback, please leave a comment. First, you have to verify the details by clicking your submit your feedback in the feedback link provided. Once you finish this process, you will get your certificate in your registered mail. Once again, I thank all for your active participation amidst of the heavy rain. Thank you. So, dear participants, the feedback was highlighted in the comment box. You can use this link to post your feedback, and also it is very much essential that you have to verify your e-certificate details provided in the e-certificate link. You have to give the certificate details. Once the details will be submitted, it won't change. So yeah, be careful in submitting the e-certificate details. Yeah, carefully furnish these two details. First, you have to verify your e-certificate details. Next, you have to complete your feedback. After that, only you will receive your certificates. So keep in mind. So you are requested to verify your certificate details and also submit your feedback. So thank you.